Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Rooftop Pod. I am your host, Jesse, and I completely forgot to record an intro for this week's episode. So welcome to this week's episode, and we will be joined by Rachel and Andrew very shortly. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.
If you were to die...
No.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Huh.
No.
If you were to die...
No. Wait, what?
Let me finish my question.
Oh, this is a different question?
Yeah. If you were to die and you have no opportunity to reach out to anyone before your death, what is one thing that you would regret not saying to someone?
Ahora? Like right now? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any regrets. I tell my mom I love her all the time.
I literally think about this
I
question
don't tell
every
Dad
single time.
I love her all the time.
Oh,
him. Yeah.
Every time on the plane, I think about that.
Yeah, what would your last call be?
Airplane mode.
Literally every
Leave a
single time.
voice memo and be like, hey, this is like my last moment. Who do you shout out?
It would just be the family.
Just
Aww.
the family,
That's
really?
it. Yeah. Well, I mean, if I'm crunched for time, then it'd just be the family. But if I got some time on my hands, I'd leave
Listing off all my friends.
I'm like, my boy, what's up? Okay.
Depends on how much time we got on the
Yeah.
plane.
Hold on.
Yeah, I think for me, I've always been like, okay, I'll be like, I love you, Mom. I love you,
Like
Andrew, Rachel, Philip, John, Dad,
Winston.
and
I'm
then
like,
Winston,
that's
and then
so many already.
where do you go
Yeah,
from
nai,
there?
nai.
Yeah, nai.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got pick and choose. Say you got like a minute left
Yeah,
before touchdown and you're dead. Who do you go through and be like, yo, I appreciate you, my boy. Like you play a big role in my life.
My boy. That's funny.
I think I have like a handful of people that I know I'd shout out.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be more people on that list than the
Shout
three that I
out.
mentioned, but I cannot mention all of them. I feel bad for all the people that I didn't say real quick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name people.
I'm like,
now.
oh, dang it, let's just beep them out because I don't want people to feel bad now.
Also, I feel like for me, I want to have a small wedding with just my closest friends.
Yeah, how big do you want your wedding to be? Where do you want your wedding to be?
I
talked about this with my
I want a
friend,
destination
yeah.
wedding.
Oh,
Because the
word?
destination wedding weeds out who would fly for you.
the real.
No,
Yeah.
but also if the destination is cool, then a lot of people will still go and make a vacation out of it for themselves. So I don't actually think it weeds out a lot of people. It
Really?
honestly just weeds out people that can't make that time commitment.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily people that are like not as close with you.
But I guess making that time commitment is also part of
but it's
if they're not
occupation
close to-
dependent as well.
Exactly. I feel
But
like
I do want to do destination.
destination wedding. I like it.
Honestly, I think this is how I want my wedding to go.
Okay. Lay it out for me.
I want a ceremony,
It's
just
vibes.
like maybe not destination ceremony.
Okay.
Oh.
Just like with like mom, dad, and like family, and then like a few close friends. Just do like something more traditional, maybe at a church, and then with just my friends, and then you guys go to like somewhere really cool and we just party.
Yeah.
Like it's
A
there's
banger.
it's not
Banger.
under the guise of it being a wedding. Like because if you tag anything as a wedding, it's just more expensive. But like we
Right.
just go somewhere and just party and celebrate life.
Yeah.
Aw, that's
That's
cute.
how I want to.
That's
Yeah.
true, because as soon as you say that, like, you're booking event space as a wedding,
Yeah.
the surcharges and upcharges
Yeah, exactly.
Dang, I didn't know
just tack
that.
it on. Mm-hmm.
I'd expect them to not surcharge it because it's a wedding.
No,
They
it's a
upcharge.
wedding. They know
Crazy.
they can get away with.
Wow,
surcharge.
wait,
That's
that's such a
crazy.
good
Especially in
idea.
the US.
Like, do kind of like a chill ceremony,
Yeah.
like that's I don't know, more
Small,
local,
yeah.
and then just host a banger party,
Yeah,
like
somewhere extravagant
I
and
don't know.
cheap.
I know a guy who's an ordained minister, and he married his cousins on the Oval at the Ohio State.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Did
Yeah.
they meet at Ohio State?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was because he married them
Did
earlier
you start
at
it, or
home.
did I start it?
I don't know. Did anyone start it?
Can you just look? I think I started it.
Anyways,
Yeah.
it was because he married them in Cincinnati, where he's from and where they're from. But then he found out that he's not actually an ordained minister, so it's a fake wedding, and you can get charged for that.
Oh, really?
For
Oh.
fake marrying people.
Oh.
So then by that point, when he found out, he had already gone back to Ohio State where he goes to school. And then so they had wanted to get married before their official ceremony, just to get whatever paperwork out of the way or whatever. And so they were like, well, yes, now we have to go to Ohio State to get married on the oval. Well, that was kind of
so
funny.
it's like situational, not
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Not like,
Intentional.
oh, we've been dying to get married on the
On the
oval.
On the oval. Yeah, it's kind of a silly story.
Silly, goofy.
Yeah.
What about you, Rachel? Have you thought about this?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Too detached from it.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I don't really think about relationships that often.
You don't.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No, you don't.
But yeah, I think I would also like some sort of not in the U.S. portion of a wedding. That'd be
Right.
kind of cool.
I don't think Rachel can give much insight on this.
Yeah, but I would like it to be smaller. Like, I think in general, like as a person, I don't like huge gatherings that are held for me.
And it's stressful.
Yeah.
You have to coordinate a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's just like not intimate, and it doesn't feel like it's actually
Yeah.
like a community vibe.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's like a lot of people who don't know each other, it's kind of, I don't know.
And it's also like, how much time are you really spending with the people that you are super
You
close
have to
with
split
versus,
your time with
yeah,
everyone,
like
yeah.
saying hi to everyone that you know, which is like, I don't know, a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
Wait, that's actually. I didn't even think about Jesse's method, but I really like it. I'm taking this one.
I've been talking because like my roommate just got engaged, and
I guess
Whoa,
a lot of people
oh.
are.
yeah, and my one lab mate also got engaged last year, but she's planning her wedding in Italy, and I'm not
Nice.
going, unfortunately, but
It's okay.
but they talk a lot about wedding planning and stuff, and it's very
Dang.
popular now to do like 3-day weddings,
Dang.
where it's like
Yeah.
like the night before you go to a bar or some
Oh, yeah.
place to just like go out and party and drink.
Is that
Next
with
day's-
everyone?
Yeah, with a
Or
closer
just
group.
like the
Yeah.
wedding party?
Wedding party plus like close friends, because
Yep.
this is technically what my friends did for their
Okay,
wedding too.
I see.
And then there's the day of the actual ceremony, and then the reception
After going out?
No, the next day. Yeah, the next day.
Dang.
We
you
did
don't have
that.
to go out that hard, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't go out like crazy.
Yeah,
and then
hammered.
there's the next day reception, and then another party that night. And then after that, there's a Sunday brunch that you do with the
Oh,
wedding
interesting.
party and close friends.
That's cute.
So like, I think that's super popular now, but I want these two things to be like separate events. Like they're not even gonna be like
Next to
within
each other.
like the same week
Yeah.
or anything. They're like just
So it's
separate
kind of like
events
a honeymoon, but
with your friends.
with your friends.
And then an
no,
actual
but then
honeymoon.
an actual honeymoon
Yeah.
too, because I think you need to have.
You
Yeah.
traveled twice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
that'd
you
be a
can
luxury.
string it with it and
Oh,
just be like
right
honeymoon
before.
afterwards
Yeah.
or right before. Yeah. That'd be a lot of
Oh,
fun. Wow.
Something like that.
I don't need to think about that for anytime soon.
Okay.
Um,
Table that for next
yeah.
year.
I remember what I was
Next,
going to
next,
ask
next,
you
next,
now. Do I remember what I
I think that was 8.
No, sure.
7.
8.
Yeah, I remember when I got my license renewed back when I was 21, Rachel's age. I saw the expiration date of like, oh, I don't need to worry about this until I'm 25. I'll be so old then.
Oh, your
Bam!
driver's license?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Mine
why I'm
is in
back here
8
in
years.
Ohio, because I need to renew my license. And now you can renew it for 8 years. And I had the same thought of like, oh, I'll be 33 by the time I have to like renew a license.
Damn.
I'll be so old then. And then bam,
Damn.
33 is going to roll around.
Damn.
Oh, man. Crazy. That's crazy. That was your age when I got my last license. Wild.
Well, you're
Sad.
old.
Hey, wait a minute.
Old man.
Oh, man.
Old man
Burden.
activities.
So the thing that I was going to say was, where did I write it? Oh, yeah. You were like, what?
Huh.
Improving your partner just for them to
Oh.
date someone else. Would you feel some type of way if like you were with someone and they had this thing about them that they haven't dealt with and like needed therapy for, and then like you helped them through it, but then you ended up breaking up, but now they're in a healthier relationship with someone else because you helped them move through that trauma. Now their next relationship works because you were able to help them through it. Would
Is
you feel
this-
some type of way?
I feel like you would only feel some type of way if you still
like,
had feelings
yep,
for
yep.
them and like had this like, oh, that was the biggest issue.
Yeah.
And therefore our relationship would probably work out now because you've moved past that.
Yeah.
But
now you're with someone else.
yeah.
And you see it working because
Yeah. So I think that would only be the case if you still had like lingering feelings.
okay.
No.
That's very true. Yeah.
And then I said, what? Because I saw I can bring it up. Screw it. Why not? I saw my ex out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this was crazy. I don't think. I don't think there's any one thing that comes into my mind that like I like helped her through or like was an issue in our relationship.
Yeah,
or
maybe
something.
it's not something that you helped them through, but they changed after
yeah.
the fact, and that was something that you were like, oh, that made us less compatible. But
Yeah.
they recognized it and maybe fixed it
Yeah.
after the fact.
Because my ex and I had, I still think, like a clean of a break as a breakup could be. Went our separate ways. She moved out of the country. I'm the type of person where if I cut things off, it has to be no contact. Or else I can't move on unless I'm not contacting you.
After you moved on, do you think you could be friends?
Still maybe, yeah, but still
Time heals
no.
everything.
Yeah, time does heal everything. It's only been, it's been what, a year and a half since the breakup. I didn't talk to her for a year, and then randomly she moved out of the country. I see her at a bar on the Lower East Side, just statistically so improbable, absolutely flabbergasted
Both just like,
by
what
this
in the world?
the statistical
Is it a
odds of
sign
this
from the
happening.
universe?
Oh my god!
No.
But we talked for
No,
10
no.
minutes, and I was like, we
Oh wow,
had
you
just
guys talked for 10 minutes?
probably.
That's a
We talked for like
Brother.
5 to 10
Substantial
minutes.
amount.
And no, it was obviously kind of awkward, but from that interaction, I was just like, wow, we have evolved into such different people. Do not
Dang.
see us compatible at all together. But I think from that interaction, I was very happy for her because there's a lot of things that she wanted to do in the relationship. There's a lot of like goals and like life milestones that she was like looking to do, but I don't know, she didn't like really strive for them in the relationship, and now after the relationship she was accomplishing them. I'm like, wow, I'm actually very proud or like happy for you.
yes.
I don't know if that relates back to the question.
Kind of,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they got to work through and do
Yeah.
something that they were striving
But yeah,
towards.
Yeah.
I was just like, we are not right for each other at
Yeah.
all anymore. Yeah.
That's good. That's a healthy way to.
Yeah, it was good, like, because I already felt like I had closure, but after that interaction, I felt like I had closure. It was good.
Nice.
What if she still have feelings for you though?
I don't think so.
I know she does.
What-
Hypothetically. Oh, we've been going on a lot of
Wow, that's an
hypotheticals.
interesting hypothetical. I don't know. That's a tough hypothetical. She doesn't live in the country anymore, and after that relationship, I also learned that I don't think I ever really want to do long distance. Definitely not indefinite long distance, but honestly, I'd very much prefer not ever doing long distance again.
It's really strange because when people like are in a long distance relationship and it doesn't work out, it pushes them away from it.
Yeah.
But for me,
Oh, did you?
I was like, dude, it didn't work out partially because it was long distance, but I liked aspects of it being long distance.
I have friends in long distance relationships that say it works better for them.
Yeah.
So-
I think there's an aspect of intentionality with long distance that you don't really get from like relationships where you're always close to each other.
Yeah. It gets very complacent fast if you're living with each other 24/7.
That's true.
But with long distance, every time you meet, it's very intentional.
Yeah.
And it's like you try to make the most out of it too.
Yes, like you compartmentalize your time such that you have your own alone time and you have a lot of it, which I kind of liked, like having that independence. But then, when you're together, like all your time is spent with them. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like organizing my time like that.
Just always be in a long distance relationship.
I hated that. Or like I appreciate the.
It depends on the
alone
person,
time, but yeah.
obviously. Like it can
like-
definitely. Like I don't think my partner enjoyed that aspect of long
No.
distance. Not opposed to long distance. I mean, I talked to a lot of people in my lab. I think a lot of people in my lab, like in academia, you don't have as much choice as to where you go. So like usually,
You're
if you're
forced
already
into it.
together with someone, you're forced into long distance relationships. And because of that, well, all the relationships that I've heard of from like the postdocs and people in my lab, they've all worked out. They're like, yeah, we did like 6 years of long distance. I'm like, wow, that's insane.
Dang, for the right person, you're right.
Yeah,
At
for
the
the
end of
right
day-
Do they
person,
end
like,
up in
yeah.
the same place? Like
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they're
they're
both
now
academics
Yeah, they're both
Yeah.
together now.
at the same like institution?
That's
Yeah, in the
Beautiful.
same city, but not in the same institution. Yeah, so I
Did-
think
did
right
someone-
person, no matter
end up
what.
having to make a sacrifice though in that case, or was it like both had to compromise?
I don't think so. I think it worked out pretty equally for both.
Wow,
That's
Yeah.
nice.
that is ideal.
Yeah.
Because I realized for me, just going on a personal tangent of why I didn't like long distance, I think there was a lot of things that I found that my sort of love language was experiencing things together.
Quality time.
Yeah. And so, like, yes, we could FaceTime, but it still didn't feel like genuine quality
It's not the
time when we're
same,
just
yeah.
FaceTiming on the phone. Like, I really liked experiencing or like going places together or like doing activities together. Like, that's what feels like quality time, not just sitting on the phone recapping how our days went. And yeah, I just felt like I couldn't express or receive love in a manner that I wanted to in a long distance relationship. Yeah.
I feel like I have a lot to say on this, but I don't want to
Okay, we're
just
going to table
delve
it.
too deep on
Yeah.
this in the past. So
Cool.
let's talk
On
about
we
some
go.
next ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, this wedding one was some great advice though, and I definitely just snapped this in half.
No,
did.
that was
You-
me.
Oh, that was you. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. My
Rachel
bad.
is the true independent who needs no man.
We talked about this.
I
did?
don't know who wrote that.
I wrote that because
Oh,
I
that's
think
so
a lot
funny.
of people
I thought we
virtue signal as this like person who needs no man, but
Mm-hmm.
they're actively seeking for it still.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
But
No,
you
Rachel's not looking for
actually
it. She's
like
actively
actively
pushing that
don't
away.
like you haven't been in a relationship and you're super comfortable in the fact that you've never
Yeah.
been in a
Yeah.
relationship.
No, and I've said this
Yeah, we
before,
talked about this in
and
Colorado.
I will say it again. Like, I am 100% okay, like, not finding, I don't know, like,
the one.
the one
Yeah.
and, like, just being by myself. Like, I've really come to value, like, being able to live independently. And yeah, that's not to say that, like, I don't have, like, really close friends that, like, I depend on too.
Oh, no, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like finding the strength within myself to do a lot of the things that I do. It's like, I don't know, like personal accomplishments.
Yeah, because like when people say like I need no man, or like for me, if I were to ever say I need no woman, like I don't think that's true. Like I think eventually I would like a partner to
Yeah.
like do life with, but I feel like you're pretty comfortable if you had to do the rest of life without like a partner, you'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I think so. Like I think I've found like my forever friends, or like I have found people that I'm like, I hope that you are like in my life in close proximity for
Yeah.
a long
And
time.
that's enough for you.
And that's, yeah, I'm like, I feel fulfilled by that already. So
Well, recently I've been like, yeah, I need to find someone compelling enough for me to be like, oh yeah, I do want to be with you forever, do life forever together with you. But like until I find that person, I'm pretty comfortable doing things solo for.
We were talking about that too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we're both pretty comfortable doing life solo until we find somebody that we're willing to cut off our
Integrate, yeah.
left kidney for.
Hey, oh yeah.
dang. For me, it's been more so of like, I like kind of do not like. It's obviously stems from myself, and there's nothing wrong with the particular person. Where it's like I kind of almost like the easiest bit of resentment for like changing my perspective of independence. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Like you're not inviting that change yet.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it would take a really special person for you to like be like, oh, I'm willing to like change that aspect of who I am. But until then, I guess you're not.
Solo dolo.
Yeah.
Wait. I mean, should we spark conversations of saying, hey, we're running a podcast, please send us questions? Actually, why
Hey,
haven't
we're
we done
running
that?
out of ideas. Please help. Let's talk about gatekeeping.
This was totally unexpected. Was her Chinese language skills worse than John
Nice,
Cena's?
okay.
Jokes aside.
Wait, what?
Oh, about
Oh,
farewell.
farewell.
Well, we talked about that.
Yeah, we already talked about it. Honestly, John Cena's Chinese, I think it's better than
It's pretty
Aquafina's.
good, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I would say it's far better than Aquafina's.
Dang.
Oops.
Hold up.
You must have been told this before,
I
but you
said I
look
was
like your
gonna stop
dad
doing
minus
that.
the religion in the middle school doctor experience. Oh, and the adorable attempt at Chinese.
Wait a
Adorable
minute.
My Chinese is 很棒, you know?
Ooh, I wrote this one.
超好.
This was like from a conversation I had with my friends.
Mm.
But do you feel like you guys... Well, I know the answer to this.
Okay.
I guess it's to what degree, I guess. Do you feel like you owe like mom and dad parts of their life back because they spent so much of their life like invested in us and like making sure we grew up well? And like
Owe them parts of our life.
because
What does that look like to owe someone? Like, how do you repay them back parts of your life or parts of their life that they sacrificed?
So I guess that's the question. Or I guess my friend was talking about how like her mom is so protective of her and like dedicates almost like every single available waking moment of her day to making sure that her daughter is okay. And like in terms of feeding her, like taking her places and like just like little acts of service and things like that that just consume basically her life. But that's like what fulfills her. But my friend was saying how like now she feels like she owes her mom so much because what about the other things that her mom could have been enjoying? Like what if her mom had other hobbies that she could have pursued, different like going back to school, getting some kind of job instead of raising her and being so like caught up in her life. And so like how can you repay that aspect of
You know what I want to do for mom?
life? Yeah.
Thinking about that.
Oh my
Because
God.
was it mom who told me this or dad who
Yeah.
told me this? But I asked what mom's dream car was. I can't remember if it was to mom or it was to
yeah.
dad. But
She
she really
does
wants a
have one.
Jeep.
Yeah, she wants
Really?
a big
And so-
tank.
exactly.
She wants a tanky car.
Well, I was looking for like a Jeep with like an EV to be like slightly
yeah,
better.
Get her
for
a
the environment.
Tesla truck.
But I was just like,
no.
I was just
hate that.
thinking,
Yeah.
it's so ugly. But
Jeeps are so granola. That's so
Yeah, I
mom.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, can you mom's granola.
Mom's so granola.
Mom is super
the
granola.
OG granola girl.
Yeah,
Let's talk about
she
that.
is. That's actually
She has
super
her
true.
own garden. She composts.
Oh, that's true.
Man, mom is OG granola girl. Mom is zero waste.
back to mom's dream car. I can't remember if I asked mom or dad what her dream car or what mom's dream car was, but it was a Jeep, and that's something I kind of want to manifest.
She always wanted like a Jeep or a Hummer.
Because I
I want to
think
get her a Range Rover.
Yeah.
Or like yeah.
or something.
Dang.
You could. Well, I think she wants the Jeep with like the no doors
Yeah,
or
the, like,
windows,
Wrangler?
so she can like I don't know
Hang out the
and
window.
and drive through like the mountains or something.
Mom
'Cause
can't
I-
drive through the mountains.
Okay.
Wait, I
Ew.
don't see mom participating
don't
in
think
risky
so either.
activities like that.
Oh, I feel like that's.
She
or,
just
okay,
wants to
maybe-
feel safe in a car. That's what I
Oh,
thought.
is
Yeah.
that what it is?
I think
Yeah,
so.
thought it
she's
was
always
the
said she wanted a
breeze through the
Hummer
hair.
because she's like, if I get into an accident, the other person's more screwed than I am. Or like
That's
I,
true. Hurt other people
it doesn't
more.
necessarily have to involve other people, but like, like if she like
She
crashes into
runs
something,
into yeah,
Yeah.
she'll
like
be like,
the
I'm
mailbox or
safe because
something.
I'm
Yeah.
driving a tank around.
I think it's also
Yeah.
nice to have. There's like a lot of safety features on like newer cars too, where it's
Yeah.
like beeping if you're like close to other cars, and also like you're able to set speeds based off of like the distances that you are away from the car in front of you. So there's like a lot of new
Yeah.
like just safe
Yeah.
technology.
I
that would
feel
be
like
nice.
there's like the goal is to provide some big thing for mom and dad, but I don't think
don't
buying a
think-
car is the first thing. I think the
Yeah.
first thing, and I've thought about this, that we can provide for mom/dad is to remodel our kitchen.
Oh.
Yes.
Like figure out how much that costs
Yeah.
and like
No,
make it a
actually.
goal, like whatever comes from our
Yeah.
social media or like whatever, like pay like the first
Go
check
fund me.
towards
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
remodeling
better
mom's
kitchen.
kitchen because
Mom spends a lot of
it's
time there.
not only
Yeah.
that but like
It's
our
hella
kitchen
cluttered.
is just like
Yeah.
needs a refresh.
We just
Yeah.
need to do it. It has to be really strategic because if you start remodeling the kitchen, you can't use the kitchen.
Yes, I
And
thought
then-
about that.
I
And
think
like people work
It's
around
based
that.
off of portions. Like you do certain portions of your kitchen
Yeah.
at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I've literally done a renovation of a kitchen before.
Yeah.
And you just bring the stove like downstairs and like
We do have like electric stoves already too.
yeah,
So
like it's doable. Just have to find people who do
That's
it fast.
a
I guess.
good purchase. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, work towards that where we can like
Make that
comfortably
happen.
afford that. And then, yeah, maybe a car.
Sick.
Turn that
so
into a
just
YouTube
material
video.
things.
No, it's a very practical
Material
thing,
girl.
though. And that's something that mom would actually
material, but
appreciate
for
because
experiences.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like mom isn't a material girl. Like she doesn't enjoy material things, but this is
Yeah.
one thing that she would actually like
Enjoy.
Appreciate. Yeah.
appreciate. Yeah. It's hard to find like
that
mom
was me.
gifts.
No.
It's
Yeah.
hard to find
Because of
mom
that.
and dad gifts. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when we were doing Awana, and like Awana store would always be around Father's Day and Mother's Day. And so
Yeah.
Father's Day, I would always get one of those like little screwdriver kits for dad.
Yes, so many of those because I also bought him that. That's so
yeah,
funny.
all three of us.
Yep.
We would always
Yeah.
buy him little tools.
Yeah.
Never used
Never
them.
enough tools here.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But low-key, that's why I appreciate gift giving,
Okay.
but I was thinking back to like corporate Secret Santa or like a Awana store, like buying these like little
Yeah.
trinkets. I think it's such a waste of money. I'm not gonna lie, because it's things that he's never gonna use. Or like Secret Santa,
Right.
when you're buying, I actually really liked this year's Secret Santa that we did
Yeah.
in corporate because we had a wish list, so people actually got things
Yeah.
that they wanted.
Yeah.
But when you're doing like Secret Santas at random corporate events where you're just buying gifts for people that you barely know, you're spending like $20-$30 for like a useless, impractical gift.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
I think
But gift giving sentimentally is worth
people
it. Okay.
who give practical gifts are my kind of people. Because I feel like most of
I
the
do
gifts that
that.
I've gotten
Yep.
have been like things that I can use and like in like daily go abouts, you know? And I appreciate that. Like even socks. I love socks. Get me a good pair of socks
Socks
and I
are
will
great.
love you forever. That's all.
Yeah.
Socks are a great gift.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know everyone
Yeah.
talks smack about socks, but I love socks.
yeah,
man.
but like as a kid, like you don't want to wake up on Christmas Day. I think it's more like the joy of getting gifts. As adults, obviously, we
Yeah,
want stuff that's more practical.
Yeah.
But as a kid, imagine
that's
waking
true.
up and opening a box, and it's just a pair
Wow,
of socks.
bombas.
Yeah, you appreciate that now, but
Yeah.
imagine you were like
Socks.
Bombas
4
are
or
so
5 years old,
comfortable.
and you're just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's true.
I got socks for Christmas, and then you have to go tell
Yeah,
your
that's
friends that you got socks for Christmas. Well, we got nothing for Christmas, so I guess
we
it's
were
still
getting
better than
anything,
nothing.
We got lip balm.
We did. I think we got a sweatshirt one year. I remember my UC
Yeah,
sweatshirt.
I got
an
a pillow
IU.
pet
I think
one
that
year.
same year I got
Yeah.
an IU sweatshirt. And everyone's like, why do you have an IU sweatshirt?
because Dad was
Indiana-
visiting
And
there.
he was visiting there. He's like, oh, I'll get Jesse. And it was way too big for me, but I wore it because I thought it was
Yeah.
a cool sweater.
Oh, that's cute.
So I
Dang,
wore that
I
sweater
think
a
my
lot.
UC sweater
I
was
kinda
too
wanna
small
find
for
it
me.
Was
Oh,
it a
really?
Bearcats one?
Yeah, it was a Bearcat sweater.
I
I'm wearing
think
it
I
on my
ended up wearing it.
Oh, word, yeah. That was, I think, my 4th or 5th grade Christmas present.
Yeah. The best Christmas present that I got from mom was hands down my panda pillow pet. I don't
Oh,
know where it is
nice.
now, but
Oh, okay.
Your what?
my panda pillow pet.
Wow, I forgot about pillow pets.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pillow pets are like the pillows that look like animals and you fold them in half and they have little legs.
Can you play with them online like Webkins?
No.
Oh.
No, they're like $20, but they doubled as a stuffed animal and a pillow.
Oh, very smart. Hey,
Yeah.
okay.
2-in-1 deal.
If anyone wants to work on me with this idea, I was talking to like the postdoc in my lab who just had a kid, and I think the kid's grandma bought her like a bumper car thing, and she loves
Oh.
driving this thing around.
Oh.
A lot of kids
Yeah.
love driving like
Yeah.
little cars around,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
I think it's a cool thing. Like I
Yeah.
wish I had
Cute.
that growing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
But what if you attached a vacuum to that car so that while they're having fun, they're also cleaning the house?
Oh my gosh.
And
It'd
you
be
can make-
loud.
It'd be loud, but like the kid
Yeah.
doesn't care.
Oh,
I don't
Yeah,
think.
but would you care if they were driving it around all the
no,
time?
they're cleaning the house.
But all the time?
Wait, how loud is like a Roomba?
Not
They're not
that
exactly.
loud.
Not that
So
loud.
exactly.
Just attach a Roomba to the car.
So and you can
Yeah.
also make
Yeah.
it efficient because Roombas they can like map out a house and like like you can block up areas that you don't want to get clean, and you can also
wait a minute,
like draw
wait a minute.
areas where you do want to have it get clean. You can integrate that into a game. Like there's a screen on the car where it's like collect all these items in this room in these different areas, and so that they end up cleaning
Child
the entire-
labor.
Yeah, but they're enjoying the process. Isn't that a sick idea?
like this idea.
Patent it.
I think it's an amazing idea.
Don't put this one out there, man.
Yeah.
For free.
No,
Gatekeep.
someone work with me on this idea. We could be millionaires.
Oh, that's
Oh
so
my
funny.
gosh.
I think it's a
That's-
great product
Yeah, that is a
idea.
great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that was super random.
That's a great idea, though.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a
Let's make it
$1 billion idea.
$1 billion idea. We just need a prototype, go on Shark Tank, get the funding, build it.
That's a lot of work. I take that back.
It's no, starting any of these ideas is a
Yeah.
ton of work.
Yeah.
Ton of market research. Like, I'm sure someone else has already had this idea. It's all about execution.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we could talk about this a little bit, but I think in this world there are very few doers. Anybody, and I used to be like
A not doer.
an idea guy. And I realized that people who are successful aren't the people who come up with the original
executors.
ideas.
Yeah.
It's the people who can execute and
yeah.
make that idea come to life. And what I'm trying to do now is to practice executing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
people who are executioners are not people who executioner.
People who do.
An executioner,
doers
isn't that
are-
someone who like kills people?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Executes people. Yeah.
Yeah. But from what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
executioners
yeah.
are people who
Context
do
clues.
the
context,
doers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, I remember like back in college, so my PI is really famous for characterizing these cells in your eye that detect blue light and set your circadian rhythms. They're called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells. And he came up with this. I don't think he came up with the original idea that these cells exist, but when people found out that like blind people still sleep and wake up on like a regular cycle, like when the sun goes down, they go to sleep. When the sun comes, people are like, how are they able to detect
Yeah.
light if they're blind?
Right.
That's
So
a good
people
question.
started hypothesizing that there's another set of cells in your eye that detect light, but for non-visual function. We call them non-visual forming activities. And so a lot of people had this idea, but they didn't do the work to find out what the cells are,
Yeah.
where they
Yeah.
are, and
Yeah.
how they do what they do.
Yeah.
My PI was the one who did it,
Yeah.
like amongst a few other big people in the field.
Right.
It was a kind of a group effort, but he was one of the main people who led the discovery of and characterization of this cell type. And I remember like on these papers that are posted, there are like people who are super sour in the comments, like, I wrote a little article about this years ago. I was the original person who had this idea. Like,
Yeah.
you don't deserve any of this credit. But yes, you wrote a little article like
Yeah.
hypothesizing that this cell exists. But
Yeah.
my PI was the one who went out there and actually did the work
Yeah.
Right.
to
Find it.
characterize, find it, and discover it. And he's the one who gets all the credit, not because he came up with the idea first, but because he executed. And
Yeah.
that's when I slowly started realizing, like, you can have all the great ideas in the world. And I think I love just sitting around and thinking of ideas that are cool, like this like little vacuum bumper car thing. Like, I think it's so cool. I think it'd be
Yeah.
a great idea, but I'm never going to execute. So I
Yeah.
don't deserve to be rich, famous, great,
Right.
because
You're not
just because
doing
you have an
anything.
idea, anyone can have an idea. Not everybody can execute.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's a long tangent.
That's a good tangent,
I feel
though.
very
Yeah.
passionate about this
That was inspirational.
because
Yeah.
my whole
Go
life
be a
I've been
doer.
I've been an
Thinker.
idealist and
Yeah.
a person who comes up with ideas, but I haven't really practiced executing. So I feel like I'm mostly all talk but no action. So now I'm trying to be intentional about practicing execution. Yep.
Wow, I like that you're in this phase.
Yeah. So that's why I'm really passionate about
Do
like
you?
trying to do things just for the experience of doing it.
things. Yeah.
I don't necessarily need it to be like successful the first go around, but once I have the experience of executing, that will help my next iteration of execution. And then as you build upon and practice building, like eventually you will find success. You see that? I mean, most
Yeah.
people don't find success in their first iteration of execution. It takes multiple rounds. And I think Dad's boss, the founder of his company, he didn't find success until his like late 60s.
Whoa.
No, I think he
40, 50.
I mean, he started the company
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
when he was in his 40s and 50s, but
Yeah.
this was like his like I don't know 100th idea for a
Yeah.
company,
Yeah.
and like even once he started it, it didn't pop off right away.
Right.
It took a while, and now he's like I mean, he's hundreds of millionaire.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but like he's like super successful at what he does. But I don't think he would have been able to execute the way he did if he didn't have the prior hundreds of failures that he had. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to fail as many times as possible without like hurting my future self too much. But there are
Yeah.
ways to like hedge failures, but like
Yeah.
you have
Right.
to fail in order to figure these things out.
Yeah, you have to fail to learn.
Yeah. So let's do a lot of failing together,
Mhm.
guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not while I'm in school.
Yes, while you're in school.
Yeah.
Fail
The
my
best time to do it.
classes.
It's just,
Well,
fuck it.
No, that's
a
not the
different
type
type
of
of
failing,
failure.
because like you don't learn anything from
Failing
failing.
classes.
Yeah,
that just means
classes
you
weren't
didn't
learning
learn
anything.
Didn't learn
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You want to, there's a smart way of failing where you're actually learning from the experience, but there's also ways of failing where you're not actually learning anything.
As in, like, you're just not putting in enough effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, and like you're just like not being smart about your approach,
Yeah.
and you fail and you don't actually learn anything from that experience.
That's fair.
So definitely, the fear of failure was a big thing in my life up until recently. Like I didn't want to pursue things because I was fearful of failing. I think social media was one of those things for me, and it still is to this day. Like I started my personal YouTube channel years ago. Like I started it and I was like, oh, this is not for me because it's not working and I don't think I'm that good at it.
Low-key, that was something that used to irk me about you.
What?
You would start a bunch of things but never follow through with it.
yeah.
Because I think I've been wanting you guys to jump on this train for
social
a
media.
minute with me, because I thought it'd be so much fun if we built something together.
Did I start that YouTube thing before? I think I did.
think
It
you
was like
started
first
before,
year of med school.
Yeah.
Yeah, way back when.
But also, I also needed to find. But that's one example of how a failure led to something.
That's true.
I wouldn't call this necessarily success yet, but like if I hadn't had the experience of like just being really comfortable with my camera and understanding how to use it and how audio, video, and all that works for my first iteration of trying YouTube, I don't think this would have been possible because I don't have the knowledge and the skills to execute this the way I'm doing. Although I think podcasting production is super easy, but maybe not everyone thinks it is. But yeah. Don't try to go find my other YouTube channel because it's not. Actually,
I don't think it's bad.
I'm kind of proud of the
Fine.
content
I think
because
the first video that you put was actually
Yeah.
kind of cute. Yeah.
Was it how to make a
was-
box?
No, it's the intro
How to make a
one.
box.
Oh.
It's the one
Oh,
with
yeah,
the Red Bull
welcome.
gives you wings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one. Whoa.
Yeah, I wish I could. Dude, the amount of hours I spent to make those videos is crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I spent way too much time working on those. But I
It was
did.
fun.
And it was fun.
And you learned a lot.
And I learned a
Yeah.
lot. And it like burgeoned into like a lot of other hobbies. Like my photography thing, like I've learned how to use lighting really well. But yeah, I guess that's all to say that like failure is
Great
a
success.
process of learning, and you don't find success until you've failed many times. So failing is good. I love failing. I actually seek opportunities that I know that there's a high potential of failing now for the learning. Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
Picasso.
Picasso.
Ha 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 ha. So funny.
Do you guys have any stories of failures that has led to something else? Andrew, did you fail at all in social media before?
That's the problem.
This boy never
Lying
failed.
has been a failure.
I got really lucky. Like I don't.
I'm very envious of the original TikTokers because I don't want to like downplay your guys' success, but I do think
It was easier 2-3
like
years back.
I think
for sure.
right now
Yeah.
I'm capitalizing on Instagram Reels because like it's kind of
Still
the
an early,
newer
yeah.
short form media platform, and when a platform is new, they generally tend to push a lot more to gain audience base.
Well, it's not even pushing. There's just less content creators.
Yeah,
and
less
so
competition,
and then it's so much about success. As much as you say like you can prepare all the failures and everything to help you execute better in the future, right place, right time is also maybe even equally as important.
Yeah.
It is. And because that's a thing, right place, right time, the more times you try something,
Right.
you're eventually going to land on the right place and the
at
right
the right time.
Yeah. And when you do finally find that chance of the right place, right time, you have the skills to execute so you can take advantage of it. Yeah.
I do want to, because I was talking about this to a friend recently, but about the multiverse and different like timelines of how social media started for me, right? Because essentially my social media journey was I got my camera junior year of college. The original plan, my original foray into social media was going to be through travel vlogging. So the plan was I graduated a semester early, December 2019. I started working February 2020 as a consultant. So I was going to do alt travel weekends to different friends at different schools on the weekends. So like I was going to visit my friends on the West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, and every weekend just do like a college vlog on the weekends that I was traveling at. And I was going to post that on YouTube. That was the original concept.
Yeah.
Obviously, COVID happened, shut all that down. And what ended up happening in this timeline was I posted a haircut video of Jesse teaching people how to cut hair. And that just happened to blow up. Then I posted a video of taking Rachel on a photo shoot that also did well.
Taking advantage of yourself.
From the start. And then I ran a marathon and that also did well. And so... again, just like the right place, right time.
I had the
TikTok
skills from
exactly. I had kind of like the camera work and skills
like
from.
You had the tools at least, yeah.
Exactly. I had the camera. I had the tools to make this possible, and I had already been like doing headshots or like portrait photography in college, so I knew how to use Lightroom. I knew how to use Premiere through like small videos I did back in college, and then. Because TikTok was blowing up and there weren't that many creators there, the early success encouraged me to just post more.
Yep.
So I don't know. There's definitely been flops in my TikTok era. I remember there's been months where videos didn't get more than like a couple hundred views. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay.
No,
yeah,
actually, you're in an era of your career that's actually the golden age. Because like, you're actually you're monetizing your content.
Yeah. I'm pretty content with where everything
as you
is.
should.
Yeah,
you're doing very well.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
definitely been other parts where I failed in life though, but I don't know if that's worth getting into, like all the rejections in college and stuff. With clubs.
I got rejected a lot in college as well.
Like academic clubs, not nightclubs. Okay, yeah. Just wanted to clarify that to the. I don't know. I said rejection at clubs, and we were talking about clubbing, so just wanted to clarify that.
I don't know how much you learned from getting rejected from a nightclub.
Yeah.
Which I guess has
just
also
follow the dress code.
But
that's also happened. Don't wear sweatpants.
Really?
Yep.
Hey, you didn't go out with us.
Yeah. Oh, I remember you guys telling me about it.
Yeah. Well, I was just so
sad
comfortable.
So funny. LOL.
I feel very passionate about this subject because I think because I don't think I'm intrinsically talented at like too many things. I'm more persistent at things, which means that my persistence rather than my inherent talent is what makes me able to do things well.
I think that one thing Andrew mentioned earlier, like you pick up a bunch of hobbies but never follow through, but I think for us it's more so like we're really quick with learning things at first, but then we recognize very quickly that like unless we put in a lot of time and effort, like it's not going to go anywhere, which is why we
talked about this on another podcast.
Have we?
I talk about this a lot, but keep
I've
going.
talked about this a bit too.
Just keep on going.
But so like at some point, like pursuing something, you do recognize like, oh, like where is this going? Like where exactly do I want to go with this? And then if you make the decision that it's like not worth putting your time and energy into anymore, like it's okay to drop.
For me, like pursuing a lot of different hobbies, it's another iteration of practicing executing for me. Okay. So like I got really into FPV drone flying. You forgot about that phase? I bet you did. I don't
There's
do that
so many phases.
Yeah.
It started off with
but that's like a
longboarding,
part of
drone.
Yeah, my hobbying started very, very early on. Like I had so many hobbies that have just like died. But like those experiences have helped me learn how to pick up a new skill and like become proficient at it such that I can use it to do something. I still haven't found most of my hobbies, I haven't found a way to productively apply them. But once that opportunity comes around, I have a skill set that I'm somewhat proficient at and will allow me to execute maybe something tangentially related, but like that skill will help push that. Because like learning how to do FPV drone flying. What if someday I want to do travel vlogging and like I know how to fly a drone through a first person view, which is completely different from the DJI drone flying. Like it's actually a skill that you have to. I practice a lot on simulator, and it's something that I like am pretty proficient at. I can't do like crazy drone races and maneuvers like that, but I can make like a pretty smooth flight pattern such that I can make
cinematic
cinnabon cinematic clips with it. And I think that skill might be useful down the line, but it might not be. And I'm okay with that. And I also have picked up some new hobbies as of recent, but I'm not going to really talk about that until I get better at it.
But I mean, enjoying hobbies for the sake of enjoying hobbies is also not a bad thing too.
You can
That's
be bad
actually
at a hobby.
Yeah, that's why I want to get better at being
comfortable with
being bad at something.
Yeah, I like being bad at something because then I can be like, I can learn.
I get
like
really
once
frustrated.
I learn and become good at it, I'm like, I've actually accomplished something. Like I went from not being good to good but if you already started off as being good at something, you're not really improving yourself.
That's fair.
No, because I'm thinking about things like electric guitar for me. I want to get good at it, but I'm so bad at it, it hurts me to like practice. But things like rock climbing, where I was already inherently like okay at it, it was a lot easier. Exactly, it was a lot easier to keep on pursuing it. So now I want to get better at doing things I'm just bad at and then getting good at it.
On the music thing though, like I used to play a lot of violin and I used to be pretty good at it, but now every time I come home and I like try picking it up again, I'm like, I sound so bad, it makes me not want to do it.
The thing is, you're probably not even that bad.
But to my own ears,
so,
it's because like I know what I can sound like, and the fact that I'm not at that level, which makes sense because I haven't practiced much within the past like 3-4 years.
That was like me going on a run and being so bad at it. I was just like, but it wasn't that bad. But compared to what I used to run, I'm just like, I don't really feel like doing this.
Yeah, but I also know like what it takes to get back to that level, and it's like I don't have the luxury of time and effort to do that right now.
Yeah.
So I kind of just avoided to feel better about myself. Yeah.
But again, I think there was value in you being good at it at one point, because those skills are very translatable to other things.
Right.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
Cool.
Don't give up on your hopes and dreams. Pursue hobbies.
Be a doer.
Be a doer, not a...
Enjoy things for the sake of enjoying things, even if you're not good at the things.
It's okay if you're bad at things.
Being bad at things is a good thing.
That means you have more to learn.
Yes. All right, that was a lovely little conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode as well. I'm your host, Jesse, and we are signing out together as Rooftop Pod.
Nice.
Butchered that. I was like, how do I...
I was like, where's he going with this? Where's he going with this?
Where's the siblings?
And signing out with me is my sister
Rachel
and my brother
Andrew,
and we will see you on the next episode of the Rooftop Pod. Peace.